Hi guys, I thought I'd do a very quick video. First and foremost, guys, you can see my hands are both on the steering wheel, so I don't want to hear any comments of, oh God, you shouldn't be doing a video when you're driving. Guys, my hands are on the steering wheel. I've just come back from a lovely dinner and my friend is recording. But I had an email earlier on and someone was saying to me, look, I've got a number of properties, or I'm considering a number of properties for my service accommodation business. How do I know I can make money, and how do I determine what I can make in that area? So number one, it's not as clear cut, but what you need to do is don't try and reinvent the wheel. Look at what other people are currently charging in your area. My simple premise is look at what someone else is charging on the platforms, and then depending on the quality of the product or the property that you're providing, give or take 10%. So if you look at the sort of decorations, the environments, is it a flat, is it a house? And if someone's charging £100 per night, and you know that you're going to create a better product in terms of the decoration, the location is a little bit closer to the train station, you can't just pluck a figure out of the air. What you can do is add 10% to what that person's currently charging. Or if you're providing a lesser product, such as you're not willing to put all that money into decorating it, or you're not buying fancy furniture, then reduce it by 10%. So that's just one way, as I said, really basic. Number two is you can get yourself a really in-depth and structured deal analyzer. Number three, and this is probably the most simplest way, once you get a bit more experience and once you start to understand the different types of people that use service accommodation. So the 4 different types of people that we attract, or the 4 different types of people that use service accommodation: number 1, corporates; number 2, contractors; number 3, leisures; number 4, groups. Now, look at it this way. Let's say, for example, you're trying to analyze a deal in Canary Wharf. What you then do is you say, hey, what types of people out of those 4 come to Canary Wharf? So you say, well, Canary Wharf is a very corporate area, so it means you're going to be able to attract corporates. It's based in zone 2, which means I stand a greater chance of also attracting contractors. So when you do your analysis, you know which sorts of people will be booking your accommodation. Therefore, you've got a basis to start formulating your pricing and formulating your structure. For example, if you're looking at something in, I'm just going to make up a random area, let's say Northampton. Let's say there's a number of developments going on in that area. It's an area that the local council or the government have said we're putting millions into, rejuvenating the area, or we're regenerating the area, which means new buildings are going to be built, commercial units are going to be developed, high rises are going to be created. Then what you do is you take my 4 people that use service accommodation: contractors, corporates, tourists, and groups, and you say, what kind of people come into Northampton? So you say, oh, well, it's an area that's been built up. We're going to get a lot of contractors in that area. There's a number of offices in that area. A lot of people travel there for business. We're going to there also attract corporates. Now, my tip is, service accommodation doesn't work everywhere, so don't believe the hype that it works in every single village all across the country and all across the world. That's not true. And that's just something that's told to people just to get them to jump on board. But what you need to consider, and what makes your analysis a bit stronger, is if you can find a property that caters to all 4. So for example, if you were in central London, or if you're in a major city that attracts millions of people into that city every single year, then you can bet your bottom dollar or your bottom pence that you're going to be able to attract corporates, contractors, tourists, and groups. Now, I have to emphasize something. I love the group market. Now, the group market is absolutely amazing. There are the pros, there are the cons, because it means you stand a greater chance of attracting the party people. But once you know that this is your model, you can make quite a lot of money from dealing with the groups, because not a lot of people cater and provide accommodation for groups, because there's this notion that service accommodation only works with 1 beds and 2 beds, which isn't true. So try your best to find out of those 4 people, how many of those 4 people will be coming into your local area. I just thought I'd do a quick video. That is obviously just a very rough analysis on a Saturday evening. There are a number of ways to obviously structure it and make it a bit more in detail, but do your analysis based on those 4 people and make sure that you're able to attract as many of those as possible, because those are the core people that use service accommodation. There is a 5th one, but I'm not going to mention that. The people that know, they know what the 5th one is. Cheers, thank you, bye, peace.